set like Cinderella teens. You should see the things I fit inside these denim jeans. I can't associate with y'all this shit like ketamine. Been on one, been on two, been on
This
everything.
is the perfect minimal desk setup that not only got rid of all my cable clutter, but it saved me hundreds of dollars and 10 plus hours during my work week. And I'm gonna share with you every single item that makes this work. After being frustrated with all the other optimal options that never really clicked well with me, I said enough and came up with something of my own that prioritized getting rid of clutter, staying minimal, and that is actually functional. Let's dive in. So I came up with a few guidelines when it came to building this. First, it has to be PC and Mac compatible. I use both machines, one for work, one for gaming, and as much as possible, no cables inside. Everything that I use has to be within reach so that I do not reach out for something that takes effort, friction. We don't want that. And number 4, everything has to have a home or a little storage location. Now let's get into the tech. First, we have the 14-inch M3 Max MacBook Pro. Here is the specs that I bought, and this is my laptop of choice because it is truly the best of both worlds. It has portability and performance is on point. I can travel with it and get all that amazing performance in a smaller form factor. I love it. I actually did a whole video comparing this to my old 16-inch setup, and you can learn more about it right here. A lot of people are concerned with the smaller screen. 14 inch is slightly smaller, but the smaller screen size also helps me focus better because it discourages multitasking. And hey, if I ever needed a bigger screen, we can dock it in and connect it to my favorite studio display. I just use this one display for work and gaming, more on the gaming part later. This monitor is so sleek, there are no buttons inside, very clean, and it just upgrades the whole desk. It's a whole new look, it makes the desk very fun to work at. And my favorite thing is I never ever have to fiddle around with the buttons underneath the monitor to fix the settings, the color accuracy, or the brightness of the monitor. Now we can do all of that with just keyboard shortcuts. I can control brightness easily with keyboard shortcuts, and this monitor is super accurate. I don't ever have to fix the color accuracy of this monitor because it's one of the most color accurate displays I've ever used. It's super worth it, especially when I'm color grading my videos or editing my photos. It saves me so much time. Switching to this single monitor setup was not too bad. Having just one monitor helps me focus more, multitask less, and I just find myself less distracted. And if I ever needed extra screen, I would just use the sidecar feature on the iPad. This is the 2018 iPad Pro 11-inch. I didn't see the need to upgrade to the later models because I just don't use it that often, and this current model has everything that I ever need. USB-C, it's lightweight, it has compatibility for Apple Pencil 2. I use it mostly to brainstorm ideas, draw out mind maps on freeform, or just as a second display. Although I really want to get back into drawing and learn how to use Procreate, this awesome stand makes all of that possible. It's the Infinity Jet stand made by Seradici and Moment. It's sturdy, it's flexible, and allows me to use the iPad in so many angles. Sitting so comfortably on this stand is the Orbit Key Nest. Very customizable organizer that I use as a home for my SSDs and cables, as well as the Apple polishing cloth. It's sleek, looks clean, and just fits the desk aesthetics. I usually put it on the stand so that I save some desk space, and it is within reach. Speaking of storage, we have the OWC Thunder Bay 4 24 terabytes of storage. I wanted a reliable storage system for all my footages, my Final Cut Pro project, and my entire life's work, so I chose to go with RAID 5 storage. This basically ensures that, hey, if anything goes wrong with one hard drive, I can still access my data without losing it. I won't be going into the details because that's a whole other video, but comment below if you want a video about how I store my footage. The Thunder Bay 4 was really the sleekest on the market. It also has Thunderbolt 3, which means extremely fast transfer speeds, and I'll have the speed performance on the screen right here. Next, moving back to the center of the desk, we have my keyboard, mouse, and mic. These did not change over the past few years. We're still using the Elgato Wave mic. I actually got it because the Wavelink software from Elgato is incredible. You can do things like adjust the volume of the individual apps, and that is great for streamers. I don't stream anymore, but I use it for work calls, gaming calls on Discord, and I do get compliments now and then about how good I sound, and I would like to thank the mic. The mouse of choice, Logitech MX Master 3 for work. The infinite scroll and the horizontal wheel are amazing. I use it every single day and I will never change them for anything else. For gaming, I use the super lightweight Model D-. We're still using my favorite Tofu 60% mechanical keyboard. This is custom built with linear tangerine switches, so I can get very satisfying typing sounds like this. It is wireless, but I use the cable to ensure that there's no lags or latency when typing. Plus, it makes this possible. Now, after work, I like to switch to my PC to game. And with this setup, I simply unplug the Mac cable, turn on the PC, and plug in the PC cable, and done. I get to play Palworld now. And this is all possible because of this CalDigit Thunderbolt 4 Element Hub. It comes with 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports and 4 USB-A ports. It's also how I switch between the Mac and my PC so easily. Here's how it works. So this is my Mac and this is my PC. I have super long cables that is coming out from each of them. They are pulled very near to the CalDigit hub that is set under my desk. Now, this hub is connected to my studio display, mic, keyboard, and mouse. And because the hub only has one Thunderbolt 4 port for the computer, so each time I switch from my Mac to PC, I have to disconnect the Mac cable and plug in the PC cable and vice versa. But once I switch these cables, they all connect very well with my monitor, my keyboard, my mouse, and my mic. In order to get the PC to work with the very exclusive studio display, I opted to get this cable from Amazon, and the Amazon cable works very well. And speaking of the PC, this is where cable management gets very tricky. These are the only things you need for cable management: Velcro cable ties, 3M mounts with cable zip ties. I use this Velcro cable ties a lot. As long as I see any loose cables dangling, I just use this Velcro cable ties to tie them up and they won't dangle as much. And for cables that are still dangling, I use this 3M mount. And in order to pin this super hub underneath the desk as close to me as possible, I use these very strong Velcro 3M command strips. And finally, because this is a standing desk, I made it such that the main power cable is long enough for standing mode. Finally, we have the steel case gesture chair. It's my favorite Ergo chair. It's very sleek, it's not bulky at all, so it doesn't take up a lot of space in the studio. It has incredible lumbar support, and I love that we have the option to adjust it such that it leans back all the way if I need it to be. And then when I'm ready to start working, automatically it comes up with me. And it's actually designed for modern use. Like if you were to use your phone, you can set the armrest such that it's the best position to use your phone so that you're not looking down and hurting your neck. It is expensive, but hey, if you're someone who's at their desk a lot every single day for long hours, investing in a good Ergo chair will go a long way. Your back will thank you. I can't tell you how much money I spent trying to get my neck fixed at the doctors, at TCM. So yeah, getting an Ergo chair is very helpful. I can't say this enough. Cables annoy me, especially if they're in my peripheral vision when I'm working. I'll get so distracted and unmotivated at work, and that's precious time gone. And that's why with this very clean, very minimal setup, my productivity improved so much. I focus better, finish up way more tasks in the day. But I would love to hear what your setup is like, so comment below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, you definitely have to check out this one right here where I compared my studio display to the previous LG setup. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Stay 明天注意. Goodbye!